OBS, can you please start recording? OBS? Okay. Sorry. Hi! Hi! Welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My OBS was, not working for some reason, but it is now! So, hi! I'm Magic. I'm here with, my good friend and co-host.
Oatmeal, hello. I'll be playing the professor today.
And I will be playing a goat man called Seeker. Just a note ahead of time. This is a part of the Yeddo trip, the first one. I've been told there's going to be a second. This is a lighthearted jab. I'm so sorry, Avi, if you listen to this. But yeah. Hey, Professor, what you doing right about now?
Um, right now, I
Are you just kind of like chilling in the ellipsis? Are you like
he might
looking at
be
something?
he might be yeah, you know what? He might actually be reading I think Arata got that book back about cognitive science. He might be reading that in the ellipsis.
Uh, okay. Do you want to roll a perception?
Sure. Okay, that is that's a 23.
Okay, that's nice. That's very good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there are spaces. No. Uh, sorry. You hear the familiar sort of how do I describe noises? Why does the words for the noise immediately? Okay. I'm sorry, Oatmeal. I am very all over the place today, apparently.
That is okay.
You can hear the sort of click-clacking of hooves, very familiar hooves. You probably already know who this is. Kind of like, very much skipping down the fucking corridors of the ellipsis. Skipping, mind you. Very deliberately skipping, because it's sort of like a, sort of noise.
Uh-huh.
And you probably look up in time and you see Seeker. Sort of like grins and just like, "Hi, Professor."
Hello, Seeker. How are you?
Seeker's approaching. I'm gonna give this to you with the 23. He's definitely gonna bonk you.
Alright, he's going to bonk back.
Sorry. I feel like we should both roll con for hilarity.
Yes. Okay.
Oh shit, I got a nat 20.
Whoa! I got less than that. It's still above average, but it is a 13.
Okay, Professor, I'm just gonna say you've probably gotten used to these by now. And you don't get like dizzy or anything, but you're just like, ow, okay.
Yeah. I think he just like laughs and rubs at his head.
Oh, fuck, I'm so sorry. This keeps happening. I don't mean to do it on purpose, but yeah, cheers.
That's quite all right.
Anyway, Professor, you're the exact person I was looking for. You see, I got there's this theater just outside Cafe
Legree?
Legree. Yes, Legree. There's a theater nearby, and I managed to procure some tickets. He holds up like 2 tickets.
Ooh.
I was wondering if you wanted to see a show with me.
I
I
would
think
love
it's
to.
I I think it's to some show called Lord Zala. I'm not sure.
Huh. Interesting.
Sorry. Um, I'm not quite sure what it's about, but it has an interesting name. There was like a lizard on the poster, like a really big lizard. Um,
Huh.
and the other one that I saw a poster of was like a romance film, and I'm pretty sure neither of us want to go see a romance film. So this
Hmm.
one it is.
Yes, absolutely. Well then, let's go.
Seeker is skipping back out of the ellipsis. Sorry. Uh, have energy. Um, yeah. If I'm remembering the layout of the maps correctly, it's like down the pathway a little bit, and like to the right, there's like a fork in the road,
Mm.
and then there's the movie theater right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they are in fact uh they are in fact showing Lordzilla. Um, I'm sorry, I can't believe it fucking went Lordzilla.
It's
Um,
good. It's very good. Lord Zala.
Lord Zala. First thing that fucking came to mind.
It's good.
Lord Zala. And Seeker displays the questionably obtained tickets if Professor would bother wondering where they came from. Uh,
I don't know that he does.
um, he just has them, okay? Don't worry about it. Um, and kind of I want to say just for something funny, they have like a promotion going on, and you Professor were the 100th person to enter the
Oh my
theater,
god.
and so you get a free bowl of popcorn.
That's very fun. He is absolutely going to share it with Seeker.
Yes, yes. Okay. Um, do do you want like overly details on the sort of show they go into, or are we just kind of like fast forwarding through that part slightly?
We can
To get
probably more or less fast forward through it.
okay. Um. Okay. It's more of like me just asking, so we don't spend like an hour just kind of chatting in the theater.
Yeah.
Before we get to like talking about serious plot stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I do think it's very wholesome they watch movie together. Uh,
Yes, absolutely. I think they do have a good time, and
they do. The movie is full of action and explosions. And there is a giant lizard on the stage who's like knocking down these real like very very nicely done cardboard buildings. Um, and it's you know how like theaters and musicals and such, like they you have a suspension of disbelief about what an area is.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that sort of vibe, but it's like very well put together.
Mm-hmm.
And like while most of the explosions are like illusion, there's also illusions of like heat coming from the stage, so it's like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
those were really realistic.
Yeah, it's well done. Yeah.
My brain was just like, oh yeah, like the 4D Shrek from
Oh
Disney.
my god.
I went there. There was a part of it I'm not going to detail, but it was fucking terrifying, and I don't know how they did it.
Oh my
Anyway,
gosh.
uh, anyway, moving on. I think the popcorn gets finished rather quickly. And Seeker, like after they eaten all like the popcorn, Seeker is like kind of munching on the kernels. Also taking his sunglasses off for now because like he is indoors and it is kind of dark.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be able to see proper. Uh, and it's a very action-packed movie. There's of course like that heartfelt moment at the end where that one character has to sacrifice himself to release a magical spell to finally kill Lord Zala, because something generational trauma. I think that was the plot of Godzilla. Anyway,
I haven't seen it. I couldn't say.
I watched like a summary of the original Godzilla, and like it is about like it's sad shit, but
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
uh, good movie.
Mm.
Uh,
Dee.
yeah,
Yeah, the credits roll.
the credits roll. I think that's just like the people bowing on stage.
Yeah, no,
Um,
you're right. My brain
uh,
is stuck in a movie theater. I need to put it into a play. A acting theater. God.
God, it's been so long since. I'm not going to get off topic.
I mean, I really shouldn't. Like, I was at Broadway not too long ago.
You were at Broadway.
I mean, I wasn't in a show. I was watching a show.
I, we can talk about this.
Yes, yes. Anyway.
We're going to get so fucking distracted.
They saw a show and it was very good, and now it's
They,
over.
yeah. I think Seeker does like you know how like you get out of like a like a show and then you just have to like kind of stretch because
Yeah.
like ooh, the bones. Um.
Yes.
Uh. Hold on. Uh. Yeah. And Seeker is just like, so. What'd you think?
I thought that was very interesting. The
Hmm.
the costume was rather well done.
Costume was rather well done. I wonder if it was made out of pure cloth or was it sort of like an overly mechanized puppet sort of deal, you know?
Hmm. Not sure.
I wonder if it was a conjuration.
Hmm.
Could have been some sort of conjuration.
Possibly. Possibly.
Now my brain's going to if there's like a sort of lizard polymorph you could do that's like that. I don't think so.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, I mean, you'd have to know something that looked like that, or at least looked similar enough that you could then alter it slightly. But I don't know that that's a real. I mean, I think the point is that that's not a real creature here. So,
you never know. Tarrasque exists.
right, right.
You know what a Tarrasque is, right?
Of course, I know what a Tarrasque is.
uh, I, I wiggle. Do you think they head back to the apartment or they just kind of like stop somewhere outside the theater and kind of like just chill? Because
um, I
my
think
brain is going. Seeker wants to sit on a box.
Yeah, no, I think it's like probably a really nice day out, so they probably just find somewhere to sit and like I don't know, presumably like ostensibly to people watch, only they don't end up doing that.
Yeah. I think after they kind of get like settled down, Seeker's just like, so how are you holding up with everything?
Oh, well, uh he sort of like does a seesaw motion with his hand. Um well, you know, we're trying to. I mean, the sort of averted crisis was when they let Izumi back out of jail. So he's not stuck in there, but now we're sort of dealing with fallout from that and the implications of this mysterious benefactor pulling the strings because that really legally probably shouldn't have been able to happen, and then there's his deteriorating mental state. It's
Pardon me if this is not a great question to ask right now, but what exactly did Izumi do? So no, I
hmm,
think oh, eh, he
yeah,
does like a gesture.
right. So the professor has a half sort of like a sardonic ish look, and he's like, so he was a contracted assassin,
Uh-huh.
so he did murder,
Yeah.
right? um on the orders of somebody who used to be a very influential political figure.
Ugh. Like Seeker's face as influential political figure is somehow worse than mentioning he was an assassin.
Well, he's an influential political figure who hired an assassin, so arguably.
Sorry. Seeker mindset assassination? Weird choice, but oh, that's a career path, he guesses. Influential political figure who hires assassins? Ew, gross.
Uh, and this sort of employment put him in direct conflict with
With
now I'm trying to remember if wait does Seeker know that Arata's a spirit rogue?
mm-mm, no, he has no idea. He does.
God.
I think he like has heard of spirit rogues and just like, oh, spirit rogues. This is like a Yeddo thing, I guess.
Uh-huh. Okay.
No fucking.
God. Okay, this is really funny then. The professor is just sort of like, oh wait, I don't think he knows. Um, and
Seeker
then,
is looking at you expectantly.
um, so he just sort of like skips over one thing, like in his, like mentally, and he goes, it put him in conflict with a few different people, specifically, one of the people he assassinated was the mother of Arata's adopted sister.
Oof.
Yes. So I think they were also. I don't know that they went to the same school, but they knew each other. In their well, you see, Azumi wasn't openly an assassin. He was disguised as a detective who was investigating the cases that he'd actually been the culprit in.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty clever, all told. But Arata knew him as this detective, and they spoke sometimes. I think at one point he got too close to the truth, and Azumi tried to kill him.
Oof.
Yes. I think on orders from not because Azumi didn't want to kill him, but it was because of the his boss, this political
Mm-hmm.
figure. So, at any rate, they're all involved. He's killed some other people that were related to Arata's various friends here in Yeddo. So there's sort of a web of bad blood, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But supposedly they don't actually hate him?
Hmm.
So I've been told.
Okay. Seeker is sitting here and processing all the information Professor has given him.
Uh-huh.
So if Izumi okay, justice. Yep. If Izumi uh Izumi was the detective for the murders, did he like just lie about what they were killed with or something, or gave them false clues, or
Oh, essentially, yes. It helped that his method of um, assassination was particularly hard to trace and to track, and
ooh, like poison.
well, even more difficult. It was let's see, the murders were called mental shutdowns because the people seemed to just uh, their minds seemed to just shut off.
Ooh,
Yes.
some sort of mind manipulation magic then.
Something of the sort.
God, like all Seeker's giving me is like processing this information while like swinging his feet on the box because he's short.
Mm-hmm. So, at any rate, this all happened says 2 years ago, leading up to 2 years ago, when um, the spirit rogues actually caught the boss, Endo, and he confessed to everything, which um, which exposed Azumi, but at that point, he'd already been killed.
Oh, so that's why Arata was so sad about it. Okay.
Yes, I believe in a sort of last minute heel turn. He helped the spirit rogues um, to find the damning evidence against Endo, the politician.
So they used like blackmail.
Um, not quite. Um, not as much blackmail as sort of um, sort of a unique form of persuasion, and changing his point of view. Um, However, like I said, um, there was another agent working for Endo who killed Azumi. Um, and so he was gone for 2 years until he. I think it was 2 years. It was 2 years or 1.5, or was it just the 1 year? And now it's been. Anyway, he was dead, and then he came back to life in Incl, of all places. He was resurrected. He's not undead, I checked. Oh my god! Oh my gosh. I didn't. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, I didn't realize. Oh my
I
god.
don't. No, it's okay. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh my
Like you
god.
were talking perfectly fine 1 second, and then you stopped talking. But I kept seeing your light go off, and I'm just like, oatmeal. And then I
Oh,
see my light turn on, and I was just like, oh no. And then
oh
and then you
man.
just fucking closed.
I thought one of the audience members. I saw somebody dropped off, but I thought it was one of the audience members, and I was like, "Oh, like they probably got a spotty internet." Nope, no, it was you. Oh
I
God,
cry.
what
Oh
was
god.
what was the last thing you heard?
Um, fuck. Okay. Let me unpause my recording because I paused it as soon as I fucking.
Got it.
All right, my recording's now unpaused.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing I heard. I definitely remember this. I had just commented about blackmail, and you went, not exactly, and then I didn't hear the rest of it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he said something to the effect of, like, well, not exactly. It's sort of a, uh, let's see. Let's see. I said not exactly blackmail. As much as like finding the, um, a sort of powerful form of persuasion, um, and sort of changing his point of view.
Oh, so like magic. Okay.
Um, it may involve some magic, yes.
You know, Professor, you're being very cryptic about this.
Um,
Usually, if you wanted to share something, you'd be off rambling by now.
um, God, I think he's gonna try to lie to Seeker. Give me a second. Um, so what he says is, and I'll roll in a moment. But what he says is, um, I haven't actually been trusted with all the details yet, but I know enough to sort of have the rough idea, and know that things are, uh, all above board. But for safety reasons, I don't actually know everything. Um, okay, deception. That's a. Dun, dun, dun. Really, it doesn't
Okay.
work if it's a. It doesn't work if it's a uppercase. Yeah. Anyway, that's a 24. Deception.
I think Seeker kind of like nods. Not totally believes you, by the way.
Okay. Oh boy.
I wiggle. Just, I, I suppose.
Hmm.
I don't know, I had gotten the impression you and Izumi were rather close.
Oh well. Um. Eh. It's more. It's more of a safety measure. Um,
Ah.
yes, and not just for him, but for others as well.
Ah.
Yes. Um, but so let's see. Dun dun dun. They figured that out. They made him confess. And he. Yeah, so there was another agent working for Endo who had killed Azumi, and then uh, about a year, 2 years later, he woke up in Incl of all places,
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
resurrected.
Interesting.
He's not undead. I did check.
He doesn't have the air about him.
Mm.
To be traditionally undead. Seeker has pulled out a notebook. And has started writing. Don't worry about him.
No, that's
He
fine.
is he is amending his notes and adding more. Um.
Gosh.
I wiggle. And Professor, how I know you said you were doing okay earlier, but really, how are you?
Well, I I mean I'm all right. Uh, I admit uh, was distressed when he was initially admitted um, uh, when he was uh, put into jail. But that was mostly because I thought he was going to be there a while, and I
Hmm.
know what happens in those sorts of places. Given that the justice system around here is fairly corrupt.
Mm-hmm. Seeker writes a note. For the audience, the note says, "Don't get arrested," underlined.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea while you're here.
Yep. Um, mental note: don't fucking get arrested.
Yeah,
Um, just
but he's not in there anymore, so that's not that is no longer a problem. Our problem remains identifying who this mysterious benefactor is who revived him, and seems to be causing a matter of all manner of too good to be true sort of events around here. People getting their uh, dream job, corruption being wiped out. I mean, good things on the surface, but just odd, odd timing, and
mhm.
and it with a frequency that's unnatural.
Mhm. Do already have that in my notes.
Yes, I imagine that's been discussed by a few people. It's sort of the
Oh yes.
uh, uh, general sort of mission here.
I. Mm, Seeker kind of like looks at his notebook and like taps the top of it. It's just, is there anything else on your mind?
Um, well, uh, well, I have been a bit concerned about you. Actually, we'd never really got a chance to catch up. Um,
Don't worry about. I've been doing fine.
he smiles like he
Got.
does not believe him. Like, sure.
I mean, I got caught up with a little bit of something a while ago. Uh, just some people asking for tea. Um,
Uh huh.
went a little bit of sightseeing again. Went face planted in a snowdrift.
That all sounds grand.
Yes. Like I'm Professor. I don't have you been doing well? I know we keep asking this
Secret, I
question in different ways.
don't.
Uh,
Okay, let's. You know what? I'll do better if we can establish a few things. And he sort of like puts his hands out, like do like doing the sort of like double chop motion. Okay, so did you in fact recover all of your memories?
I do believe I have all of my memories. Yes.
Good. Okay, because I never got a confirmation on that.
Oh, no, yes, that's perfectly yes, no, that's perfectly solved. Um,
Okay, good, good. Okay, another thing. Uh,
yes.
have you spoken to TOC?
No.
Okay. Have you spoken to your mother?
Not yet.
Not yet. You know she's looking for you, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think the last TOC saw her, she was in Toontown, but she could be anywhere by now. Um, Also, I wasn't sure if you weren't quite yourself at the time, so I'm not sure how much you retained, but you were aware that Pete Moss is in trouble.
Yes, I'm aware.
All right. Um, we're going to work on that later. Um,
I oh god. I wanna say okay, I'm gonna roll just like a slight deception for
oof.
hiding visible emotions. Um
Aw.
if everything luckily my deception score is really good. Um so hopefully uh I get fucked over. Do you wanna roll insight?
Oof. Yeah, I will. I will roll. Well, guess what? I got a nat one. So that's
No.
nothing.
I kind of want to give this to you regardless. I'm gonna say, Professor, you can notice even with a nat fucking one, uh, his face shifted just a tiny bit. Like he had a reaction to that sentence in particular, but you don't know what sort of emotion he was displaying for that split second.
Mm-hmm.
But it sure did change.
Uh-huh. Okay, so he sort of like hesitates a bit and he says, by deal with it later, I mean, TOC and I have agreed to address the matter once some of the other fires have been put out first.
Okay,
Um, you know,
what other fires are there?
what other fires are there? Um, so
That's a
there's
loaded sentence.
yes, yes. Um, well, Scribbles has a brewing war on his hands. Um, Celia Alamos has a uh, a criminal dragon on the loose who probably wants her head. Um, Marigold has a problem that I'm not sure if I'm at liberty to say, but it's significant and it's time sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, there's uh, you and Sammy, that whole thing. Um,
I think Seeker does kind of like wince slightly.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, Lore has an issue, which I'm not sure if he's shared with you.
is it about the god thing?
Yeah, it's about the god thing.
I know.
Yeah. He keeps asking me if I know how to um eh, like separate a god from its own human avatar, and I don't know how to do that without killing the god.
I, Professor, let me talk to him.
All right.
If I won't be able to solve the problem, but I might be able to give him a little bit of peace of mind about that.
That would be very good if you could do that.
Of course. And he gives like a smile. And also writes a note that he now has to deal with that like an adult.
Right. And uh and then there's Pete Moss. Whose situation only seems to grow stranger every time I hear about it. He actually, like, uh, he, he, uh, he, like, I imagine they're sitting, like, somewhere, or, I don't know, maybe it's like the title card, like, Professor's leaning on something. He just, like, he puts his palm up to his forehead and, like, gestures with his other hand, and he says, I thought I saw Pete Moss, but not. I thought I saw a young Pete Moss in Toontown,
Mm-hmm.
but that's impossible
How so?
because she's in the bog.
Wait, like present day?
Yes, present day. This happened like this happened like a week ago. I was in Toontown, and I thought I saw Pete Moss. I mean, spoke with her.
Did she introduce herself, or
Yes,
did she introduce herself as Pete Moss?
I no. She was. I, was she calling her? No, 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 no. Did she? I'm not sure. She had a skeletal cat with her, and somebody else, but they nothing about them was right. He seems like genuinely confused now.
Skeleton cat doesn't. Well, it's kind of on brand, but not entirely on brand.
mm.
Um, who's the other person?
uh, it Pete Moss addressed her as mother.
Oh,
Yes, but she doesn't. She, she doesn't look like Pete Moss.
descriptions?
Um, tall. Um, God, I can't actually remember the description.
I
But
know KT. Because I know KT would know the description.
yeah, yeah. But he would describe them, and then he says, "But that's not. That's just
That's not.
that's just what they looked like on the outside, Seeker."
Well, I can tell you that's definitely not Pete Moss's mother.
Well,
I've
no.
met her.
Okay. Yes, no, I mean, I expect, of course you have. She, and he's like struggling to like describe what this absolutely like wild situation was. He's like, she wasn't. I we shook hands, and she looked underneath the illusion. She looked like she could be related to Lore.
Huh? What? Oh, when the hell?
I know. I don't understand. I didn't. They're connected too. but, and I don't know who this lady is, but she's not her mother. So why was she
Uh,
calling her mother?
I'm trying to remember if Lore ever mentioned to Seeker what this plot point is, because me Magic knows it personally, but also I
Mm.
don't know if Seeker knows. Um, uh,
This is okay.
eh. Seeker is just
KT
like
is.
writing this down with a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know I had a rough night, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't hallucinating.
I don't. From what I know from you, hallucinating is not something you do often, probably.
No, no, not at all.
What the fuck?
I know.
Okay,
And
this is getting a lot more weird.
I
All
know.
right.
I know. So, anyway, and he just sort of like scrubs his face with both of his hands. That's why, that's kind of being, put on the back burner for now because I haven't even had a chance to tell TOC about that. Uh, we need to,
Well,
and you need to talk to TOC before we can do anything about peat moss.
Seeker kind of like looks and then kind of like closes his mouth and then kind of like goes to say something and kind of like closes his mouth and it's just, yeah, I probably do.
Do you know, do you realize what TOC is?
Um,
Where they're from?
Seeker kind of like looks off to the side. Uh, like the thing where you look off to the side and like you kind of like wring your hands a little bit. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh, he's just if if you mean from the bog, then yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that you'd made that connection.
I think I made that connection before they did.
Ah, I see. Well. Anyway, and he sort of like he puts his hands out in a sort of like what the hell sort of gesture. Like that's what's been going on.
Okay. All right. Um, you don't have to worry about the little thing right now. If I do need help with that one, I will contact you. But think I think I'll have that one handled.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it.
Of course. He gives like a smile. It's just you've got a lot on your plate, Professor.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what was this about a war?
Oh, there's like these factions of Pokemani, which are these sort of uh, isolated group of toons that live in an island, or I think several islands, off the coast of incl somewhere. Are they in the Independent Isles? Somewhere up there.
Um, maybe I can't say the place sounds too familiar, but
He sort of shrugs. I think I've only really met the one Pokemani. Scribbles is uh, girlfriend, Sally Alamos, but um,
it occurs to me I don't think I've actually met Scribbles.
I, I don't think you have. Hmm. We ought to arrange that at some point.
I do slight wiggles. Anyway, God, I will say, I don't. The only reason I haven't brought it up, is because I don't remember what the timeline we put it, but I have had an FPS with both TOC and Marigold. I know the
Uh-huh.
TOC one takes place after Yeddo.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
The Marigold one, I think, has to.
I also think it takes place after
th-
after the Yeddo trip, but I'm
yeah,
just
I
kind of
think that
laughing.
yes, no, those things have happened. Uh, Today, for us the players, but not for the characters yet.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but uh, Professor just sort of like shakes his head, like, no, I think, um, I mean, you two nearly crossed paths when, and he sort of like, does a circular motion with his hand, like, the whole Epsilon thing happened, but, I think he, uh, left probably about a full day before you showed up. Um, I mean, I insisted, really, but,
How are you processing that, by the way?
oh, well, I mean, it's been a while. Um, it's honestly good to have everything back, in the proper place. Um,
Hmm.
I'm sorry you had to see, uh, all of that.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm not sure it is, actually.
Listen, Professor, I got to help you, and that's what I really care about after out of all of that. And he gives like a smile.
Hmm. I. Alright, fine. You're the you're the one I'm the least worried about with regards to having witnessed all that anyway. You've got life experience. It's Laura and Amber, on the other hand.
Hmm.
That's not that's not something one uh, likes to let young people see and be involved in. That's why I tried to. That's why I tried to um, deter you at the beginning.
God, I wiggle. Um, I'm trying to formulate words. Give me a second.
Yes.
Um, okay. Let me adjust my headset. Maybe that'll help me.
Yeah.
Uh, just yeah. I think he's just his smile turns like a little bit sad. It's just it's it's admirable to want to protect them, Professor, but I think they've gone through a fair amount already. Not maybe of that sort of flavor, but I I think Amber's the type of sort of getting problems solved now and addressing the emotional things in sort of private.
Mm.
Um, Lorem has just a lot of shit going on in general.
Yes, I have learned that much.
It's uh a bit of a curse blessing sort of situation. I
Mm-hmm.
bless? I don't know. Um,
Mm.
but I that is part of my plan of go talk to Law is to corner him into having a normal evening. Um,
Okay. Okay.
um, and I think I'm good enough with good enough friends with Amber to ask her if she needs anything of that sort.
That's that's good. That's good. I don't think I'm at that point with her yet.
Um, yeah, noting she's cried on me before,
Mm.
very much do think I'm at that point. Um,
Yeah, he sort of like uh eyes wide and like looks like impressed, but like oh dear sort of way.
yeah, she is the independent sort, so it's a sort of situation where you kind of have to let her come to you, you know?
I see. I see. Yes. No, that does make sense for Amber.
And plus she's also sort of taking care of Box now as well.
Right.
But yeah, I think they'd be good to sort of good to check in on them at some point.
Mm.
I think he's kind of turned like a little bit fond thinking about Amber because like Amber, um, that's his good friend. And Wiggle. Yeah. And Professor, just a small note.
Hmm.
Don't think you have to do all of that on your own. Like all of the things you've dealt with. This isn't just like a you problem, you know?
Oh, I I know. I'm I'm actually um he looks a little bit sheepish. There's sort of this group that a few people who also have a lot of connections and I formed a while ago. And we make sure to meet up semi regularly to sort of compare notes and to help each other with sort of these continuing issues.
Ah, like a support group.
Uh, I sort of yes, yes.
I wiggle. That's I think that's good for you, Professor.
Yes,
It's
I think so.
and uh mostly the I will admit the reason I took you to the movies because I do think you need some downtime.
Hmm.
You've I think you've been in go mode for a little bit too long.
I. He just sort of like blinks.
Seeker's just like idly kicking his feet. Not a single thing he registers weird about this sentence.
uh, I.
You know, it's good to sort of sit back and enjoy what you have, even in the middle of everything, you know? If you go too fast with some of these sorts of things, your brain gets all caught up in them, and then you start making very bad decisions. And I know you don't want to make bad decisions, so it's good to sort of just get your feet back every once in a while. Have a little bit of downtime.
Hmm. He was kind of like following until he said like I know you don't want to make bad decisions, at which point he winced a little bit. um
I think you can see Seeker like raise an eyebrow at that wince, but like sort of like a you wanna talk about that sort of raised eyebrow, but not saying it out loud.
hmm I I mean I guess I can take some time.
Professor, you have a bloody time machine.
He looks away.
Professor, Professor, you could just go somewhere, like, nice and relaxing for, like, a century even, and you can come back and no time has passed at all.
Seeker, I know, I've done that. Not for a century, but and he puts his hands, like prayer hands, like in front of his face. Um, he says, like, I left incl for a long time, and I came back.
Mm-hmm.
I,
And you're still stressed?
I
Hmm.
well, and not to mention, every time I seem to try to go on vacation, something happens.
Hmm. Okay. Um,
I mean,
Seeker.
the last time I really tried to go on a genuine vacation, I mean, I think besides the onsen, I think besides the hot springs, the last time I tried to go on a genuine vacation, I, there was I ended up at a carnival where, some amnesiac god had handed a child a wand that cast geas. Just willy nilly, just going about. Geas, geas, geas. You get geas, you get geas. It was a whole mess. I mean, we figured it out. I mean, we always figured it out, figure it out. But he's like, this is what happens when I try to take a vacation.
Okay. Seeker is like kind of like writing a note down in his book. Don't mind him. Uh, it, maybe maybe having a sort of vacation by yourself isn't working because it kind of uh is prone to detours because you're just off on your own. Um, Maybe if someone else has like a set location for a detour that they want to go to, maybe it'll work better.
What?
Seeker again doesn't process anything weird about this sentence that he just said. He's kind of like I think he has like a quill because it's very funny. And just kind of like sort of like booping it like against his nose
Mm-hmm.
while he's thinking.
Well, are you saying if I take somebody with me, it'll be different?
Well, no, you have someone say they want to go somewhere that would be nice for both of you, and then it would be different. Also because you have company. So, yes.
Okay. Okay. I don't know that that's how it works.
I mean, why isn't it how it works?
I mean, okay, just because somebody else wants to go somewhere and they're with me doesn't mean they're going to get to their destination. All evidence to the contrary. However, yes, it would probably be nicer to have somebody around.
Yeah, especially somebody you know.
That'll grant you. I'll grant you that.
Seeker's writing shit down. Don't mind him. Um,
What are you doing?
well, I'm not doing anything.
He's gonna try and roll like Dex or something. He's gonna try and mage hand the notebook away.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a fucking dex check, I guess.
Yeah. Either Dex or Strength?
I'm rolling dex.
Well, that's That's my fault. I guess I will also do Dex now.
That's 20!
God damn it. Man, and I rolled a 19 too.
I
That's...
think it would be really funny though if you could grab it.
No, but I mean, just with this though, like Professor, like he does though with like a orangey sort of spectral mage hand, like tug at the notebook.
Oi! Nope, nope, nope. This is mine. You could sort of like bats the mage hand away like it's a particularly insistent cat.
You keep writing in it whenever I say things.
I have to take notes.
Why?
Otherwise I'll forget.
Oh, all right.
That was a poorly said joke. I apologize.
No, he like immediately drops it. Because
now Seeker feels bad. Damn it.
He doesn't know what to do now.
Fine, you can read it. Stop looking like that.
Oh, 1 second. 1 second, please. I'm back.
Oh, hi.
Yes.
Do you need to do something, or
Nope.
is it
Nope. Somebody just came in and said something stupid about my hat and then left.
What? I bet your hat is lovely.
It's very lovely. It's like Professor's hat.
Oh, yes, that hat is 100% lovely.
Thank you.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That hat is amazing and I approve of it.
Awesome. Anyway.
As someone whose legal internet name is Magical Top Hats, I approve of this hat. Anyway, yeah, but Seeker is just like, don't, fine, you can read it. Just stop looking like that.
Oh, okay. But now he does want to see what he wrote.
Seeker reluctantly hands over the notebook. The professor looks like, I think from Seeker's point of view, the professor looks like he kicked, like he got his puppy got kicked. And it's just like, God damn it. Congrats, Professor. You've accidentally emotionally manipulated Seeker.
Oh my gosh.
But he hands over the notebook, and would you like to read it over?
Yeah, I would like to read it.
The page it was open to is kind of scribbled all over the place. This is like a notebook that he probably uses like, you know when you have like a sketchbook but like you want to like write notes in it,
Yes.
and like you don't have like a set page to write it on, so you just flip to a random page and write it on it, and then sometimes you have to like go back and like rewrite on pages.
Yes.
It's one of those notebooks. So there are some notes that kind of seem out of place for the situation. But it's these current notes are on what you were talking about with like at the very top is what you were talking about with like Azumi and all of that. Sort of like noting down the sort of like backstory that you were talking about, and also drawing conclusions. I'm not gonna have you roll for this because it's pretty obvious, because it's almost your wording word for word. Instead of the name Azumi, it's just labeled Justice. Anyway, the part you were probably interested in. is sort of he started to like kind of half hash out some sort of uh overly complex plan to get Professor to relax by manipulating the plot as he wants it to.
Oh my god.
Because if you create a false problem and make them think it's a real problem, but get them to relax in the process, it's still relaxing.
Hmm.
Like there's some scribbled ideas of like maybe go find a vacation island and see if they have like a sort of set of challenges that have a reward to it. That's a plot line. We could do that. Just like seeing sort of different things that could be constituted as doing activities, but like in a manner where they probably wouldn't be interrupted by anything serious.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's that, and also a slight thing of like, who do I sick with the professor potentially, if I have to set these things up myself.
Oh my gosh. He's
uh, there's like fucking pros and cons for every single person. Like, Amber, who is labeled Molotov, you've heard that nickname before.
yes.
Is is labeled pros, gets more bonding time. Negatives, she might shoot something. Yeah.
Yeah, he just sort of like skims over that part and like just looks up with like his brows furrowed and like he's like, "What? Seeker?"
Seeker's like ears twitch, and his face is just like a little bit purple.
you you don't have to. He sort of like shakes the notebook. He's like, "You were just telling me that I didn't have to take everything onto myself. This isn't your problem."
Mm.
You don't have to, Mike. You don't have to. You aren't. You aren't writing my life story.
Of course, I'm not writing your life story. That's quite literally not my job. However, as your friend, I am legally obligated to make sure you're not stressed out of your fucking head. But again, writing your life story is literally not my job.
Yes, all right.
It's literally the opposite of my job. And he kind of like goes to like sort of take the notebook back.
What does that mean?
Huh?
I mean,
Oh,
you're a bard, and I know you record stories. Is that what you meant?
yes. He's trying to take the notebook back.
Oh yeah, he'll give it back.
Yeah. Seeker has the notebook, and he kind of like snaps it shut and puts it away. Yes, it's I don't exactly. Well, I'm not intended to write stories. More of just kind of catalog them as they go, and well, most of the time it's supposed to be after they're already finished. Searching out really old and dusty books to write down and such.
Mm.
But it's fun to see things happen in real time, I suppose.
Oh, certainly, I agree.
God, I wiggle. Yes, it's it's basically my job.
Mm-hmm.
Not a job for pay. Uh, but if it was a job for pay, I don't think it would be quite nearly as fulfilling.
Perhaps not. Hmm.
Seeker is just kind of like wiggling in my head. I'm so sorry. Uh, doing the kicky feet thing. Uh, but sorry if that was the thing you got from there. I got carried away, I suppose. Um,
Maybe a little bit, but I
yeah,
appreciate the sentiment.
yeah. I'll go take it out later. He kind of like waves,
I mean, you don't have to.
and I probably should.
Hmm.
So I get a little caught up sometimes and forget. Don't.
That's
Yeah.
all right. That's all right.
Uh, Seeker nods like you've affirmed something other than just saying it's all right.
Huh.
Okay. I think he like instantly goes to like write down something. It's just like, oh right, I put it away. Never mind.
uh, no, you're allowed to take your notes. Like you said, they have a purpose.
They do have a purpose, but
You don't have to make an itinerary for me, but you're allowed to take notes.
uh, I think he does kind of like lightly cackle. I mean, if I was taking proper notes about you and your life history, we would probably be here a few hours, I suppose.
Oh, a few hours. I think we would be here a while.
Oh, definitely. Is well, I already know you've got a lot of stories around you, so you got a lot to fucking write down. Uh,
Absolutely.
but back back on topic.
Hmm.
Topics. Um, I I do think those as you say, fires they will go out.
Hmm.
It's a sort of inevitableness about the way of the world, I believe.
I I agree. Whether they'll go out the way we want them to is yet to be seen, but
Hmm. They should be going.
hmm.
It's only one sold story I've seen that's yet to go out at all.
Hmm.
And he kind of like his face kind of scrunches up. It's just but that's not a situation like any of these. Yep.
What what story?
Oh, uh, well, someone sort of pissed off my gods and they got cursed. Um, no one remembers for what anymore because of the general erasure stuff.
Oh,
But they're still alive and kicking somehow. Um,
huh. After the. Oh, interesting.
I don't know full history. But hold on. He kind of like pats like he's checking his pockets. Just like on instinct, and then goes to his bag and sort of pulls out like a big book, like a really big book.
Hmm.
And it's just like um well, this is as much as I was caught up on last time. I think we're on, oh, what is it? Is it like 25 seasons?
Oh, good grief.
Yeah, it's not great, but they have generally slowed down as production value has gone down.
Ugh. Have they jumped the shark yet?
Jump the shark?
Jumped the uh um Darth expression. Uh Done everything that could be done. And gone beyond what's plausible to have happened in the series.
Ah, yes. Um, though I don't think yours is this situation at all. Because you, mm, uh, kind of, kind of like pauses, like looking at the book, and it's just kind of, tucks it away. It's just, sorry,
Hmm.
I don't, I don't believe your situation's like that. Regardless, because you still get moments, to yourself when nothing's happening.
Yes, yes.
It's very important to take those moments.
Yes, yes, you're right.
Sorry, I'm like pausing. This is like a me magic thing because
Ah,
like I'm trying to formulate words.
mm-hmm.
This is not like a seeker thing. This is a me thing. It's just like, hi, I'd like to talk, please.
Right. Like to
Um,
order 2 sentences, please?
I'd like to order 2 sentences, please. And then both sentences come out at a different time, and you're just like, well, I needed both of these at the same time. Why didn't you just wait?
Now one of them's cold.
No, one of them's cold. Sorry. Um, uh, yeah. Uh, it's important for you to have downtime. And I know, again, you have a lot going on right now. And it'll probably go down once your plate gets cleared. But you are a bit of a traveler, and I know from experience that if you take on far too much than you can handle all in one sitting, you'll probably get hit over the head with it later. Um,
Hmm.
but still, you're you, and I'm very certain everything will turn out all right.
Well, thank you.
Of course. I mean, you're oddly caring in a strange way. You're oddly caring in a strange way. Get a bit attached to people, but not terribly attached, I think. Um, but attached enough where you want to see them come to a happy ending. Um, a real driver of the plot, you know?
Huh. He sort of like that phrase had not occurred to him. And he's sort of digesting that like, huh.
Hey, Professor, maybe the reason you keep getting shit happening to you is because you keep going to do shit.
Yeah, maybe.
And breaks, even like small filler episodes are good for pacing. Make sure no one involved gets too overwhelmed.
Yes, you're right. I think perhaps I forgot. Um, uh, Back on Darth, there was a lot of filler, as you would call it. Um, so I think I was, once I could get away, I think I was glad to be done with it. Only that's not quite how it works.
Oh no, totally not.
No, 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 no. But I don't mind having less, certainly, than what was happening there. But, do you still need it?
Do you still need it? Good on the mental faculties. Also,
Hmm.
things that generally don't happen in, major events, can just happen along the side. and still be addressed while not skipping over it too much.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. What did you believe in before you came to Inkwell?
Huh?
I said,
Seeker kind of like looks. What do you mean?
what did you. You. You've. This belief system of yours is Toonish, is it not?
Uh, well, it. Have you ever heard of religious drift?
Yes.
So, it wasn't originally fully Toonish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it had. They'd probably be classified as small cults. With how we operated. But it originally started elsewhere. A few scattering dots. But it's not a major religion. Um,
No, it
my
doesn't.
religion isn't.
Doesn't seem to be.
But it it sort of clicked with the tune population a fair bit more than other places because I believe they already had a sort of idea of what plot was in a meta sense. Um,
They had a lot of similar beliefs already.
yes. So it was easier to set base here, and a lot of the gods, well, a lot of the gods. There's only two. Tape and Greenlight sort of migrated there. And then I believe an erasure happened,
Ah.
and they got reset along with the erasure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so they've been sort of landlocked there. But
Mm-hmm.
I I grew up um with with the religion. Um,
You did? Okay. I thought it was a different one for some reason.
no, it it was probably slightly different in imagery and
Sure.
choices of fashion. He looks down at his clothes and kind of like pulls at it. Um,
Mm.
uh, it had a bit of a different atmosphere, but not too different. That it wasn't easy to pick back up on it again.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I have I ever explained my religion to you? I'm sorry.
I don't think so. To be fair,
Okay.
I don't think I've ever asked.
You know what? Given what I know about you, that's perfectly in character.
Hmm.
Uh, I think he kind of like plays with one of the like the ribbons that are attached to his horns. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it um, I I am an acolyte. Just someone who uh well when I say I'm a bard with a job, it is to my religion, for tape. They're the god of metadeath. It's
Hmm.
it's not quite death, as traditionally known. Traditional death does have like
It.
follow the die. Um,
Right, right, but it's the end of a narrative, is it not?
it is the end of a narrative.
Which
Yes,
sometimes coincides with death of a person or a character, but not always.
not always. It it happens when a story sort of comes to a close. Even if there are epilogues, when a story comes to a close, technically mm, technically that person would be considered dead. They can go on to have different stories and have new life, but it's not a complete sort of. I want to say it's not a solid thing where most life and death religions are like, oh, this is life, this is death. It's a little bit wibbly wobbly in the middle.
Hmm.
It's it's sort of portrayed as death is not exactly, you know, dying. It's sort of a break from life
Hmm.
that can be good or bad, but it's still classified as a sort of death. And even after people, traditionally die, sometimes they can still live on in the form of their stories that are recorded and written down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And no one truly dies until they've been forgotten.
Ah, that sentiment I've heard before. I'm familiar with that
Yes.
one. Hmm.
Um, and Tape has a companion god, Greenlight, which is the god of meta life.
Mm.
She's the one who approves stories and helps write them along. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's and also helps them get to their conclusion. Um, it's I I wasn't raised under Greenlight in particular, but I still know her. They're companion gods. You can't have one without the other.
Oh, certainly, certainly. Like, if you focus on one god out of a pantheon, the other ones still exist and have relationships with yours.
Oh, certainly. Um, he nods. It's I wonder if I have imagery on the. I have imagery of them on me. I know I do. Um, he
Hmm.
kind of goes through his bag again and pulls out one book and then pulls out another.
Hey,
They're
Magic.
both kind. Yeah.
I
Oh,
need.
sorry. Yep.
Yeah, no, you're good. I need to interrupt because I need to go do the thing I said I was gonna do.
Oh, yes, of course.
Um,
Pause recording.
yes.
All right.
All right. I will see you.
All right. Have a fun time. Make sure to get some water while you're out. Boop. All right. Um. Yes. Seeker. I remember exactly where we left off because I left a note.
Mm.
Seeker pulls out two of these kind of oldish looking books. They're very obviously TuneMate professor. I will note.
Mm.
And he sort of opens and kind of skims through one of them, and it's just like, ah, okay. Here's this one. And uh hands it over to you.
Mm-hmm.
And there is words of sort of traditional sort of I don't know if actually I want to say they look like stage directions because I think it's fun. um
Ooh, that's really
uh
funny. Yes.
yeah, it looks a lot like stage directions rather than like your normal traditionally structured scripture stuff.
Yes.
um
He does recognize that.
uh but you can
Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Okay, I'm back. Whew. I don't know if that caught on recording, but okay, got it. I'm good. That just startled me. Let's see. Should I pause? Yeah, I might as well. Hello, we had to pause for a moment because we had some technical difficulties, but we're back now with
Rise.
with a slightly different mic arrangement. We had a script, or not a script. It was scripture, but it looked like stage directions.
Yes. Scripture. Okay. Sorry. Change position has brain going kind of happy face. Anyway, I'm going to post the refs. KT was so kind of them to find of the two gods. The one that you see first is the one on the left. This doesn't look like how traditionally gods would be portrayed, because you expect probably gods at this point to have like beautiful portrayals and murals and such, but it just kind of looks like this kind of toonish figure who has these kind of, well, she has like hands, and then like her arms have these sort of like fingers growing off of them, sort of like flapping as she sits, like and it's not like a direct audience seat. It's one of the audience seats that are like you know how they have like them in like really big stages where they have like the seats like above but also nearer to the stage.
Mezzanine.
Mezzanine?
What's it called? Is that the like balcony seats? Like yeah. The mezzanine is like a raised back area. It sometimes balcony, sometimes mezzanine. I'm not sure what the difference is, but
I'm not either. But it looks like she's sitting in one of those, applauding to something off in the distance. And the sort of like fingers on her like traditional arms are sort of splitting off into different sets of like arms and hands. She's also like kind of had like a kicked back up, sort like, you know how you have like your feet on the dash sort of position.
Yeah.
She's also kind of there, and you can see that instead of like feet, she has more hands. Or they have more hands. I'm sorry. They have more hands. And they have a disconnected skull from the base of their neck. In like a sort of toonish way. And they have two film reels that are sort of like kind of these trailing horns off the top of their head that kind of flow. They're wearing like casual wear. Beautifully done image. But like they just kind of look like some guy. Some guy. Dude.
Yep, they're in their sweatpants.
They're in their sweatpants. God, I love these.
Professor like looks up and he gives like Seeker a once over, and he's just like, all right, like yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Can you fucking see? Professor, drawing this conclusion, his entire outfit is just straight up based on them. You don't have to roll anything. You don't have to. You have both of these images, and you can connect them. Like, all right, the weird gloves that kind of look like they have fingers on it. All right, that's connected to the hands. The little drippy ink around the neck area of the poncho. Yep, that's right there. That's what that's referencing. Yep. The little horn decoration. Yep.
Yep, even the painted nails.
Even the painted nails. Yeah. Seeker's taking a bit more time to look through the second book. Like, he's not overly familiar with, this book as he was the other one, where he could just casually flip through it to find his answers. Talking. And, he pulls out uh, there she is. And, kind of swaps books with you. And in this book, you see the figure on the right. I think in the image, she does look a little bit more like a traditional god would be portrayed, but also she's like hunched, not exactly hunched, but she's kind of like looking over a set of papers on like a clipboard, and then another set of papers. She's got this very very sort of neon color tone compared to the other god, Tape, who had a more muted color scheme. It has like this, her hair kind of like fades into like a floral array, and she's got two big red X's for eyes. She looks kind of stressed in this image. Focused but stressed. She's got an X mark stamp and a check mark stamp. And she seems to be looking over, probably scripts. Yeah. She's also wearing, like, I'm describing the image for mostly the audience, because you can see them physically. She's also got, like, this sort of, I wouldn't exactly call it a ball gown dress, but, like, it's got some of the layering of a ball gown dress, with, like, two ties in the back. Also painted black nails. Yeah, she does look kind of more stressed, especially compared to Tape, who looked a lot more carefree. Yeah. You've now seen what his guts look like. Congratulations.
So, right, so you follow Tape, and then this is green light. Huh. Very interesting.
We've had so many interruptions, I don't actually remember what was the point of pulling out what they looked like.
Professor, they were like, Professor was like, what, what did you, it was first like, do you believe what you believed back then? And he was like, oh, yeah, it's actually kind of the same, religion in it, like, there was religious drift, and then so it was like, Seeker was like, oh, I don't think I ever told you about my religion, did I? And Professor was like, to be fair, I didn't ask.
Okay.
So then it was like, here, let me show you. And then yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think I remember now. Yeah.
He explains explained their like roles and stuff.
Yeah. Legal. Yes, I don't think I don't have the original books. I did once have. I wouldn't say these are on loan, but they were given to me with an expectation I should probably return them in the future. But they did look slightly different in my versions. But not terribly different. The style of clothes was obviously different because, it they have sort of Toon clothing.
Right.
Toon clothing is very comfy.
It does look comfortable.
You should get some. Looking at Professor.
I have comfortable clothes. I'm wearing them.
Yes, but you could have more clothes.
I have... Seeker, have you seen my wardrobe?
No, actually, I have not.
Okay, you should. There are a lot of clothes in there.
I should get more clothes. Like a wardrobe.
Maybe. I could get some tune pieces that would be interesting.
You should get more clothes. Ooh. Kind of like, does a little swirl with his hand. Um, uh, yeah. I wiggle. I don't know. I'm just. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, um, it's a lot based on storytelling, rather than traditional aspects of life and death and such.
Oh, yes, yes.
It. Oh, you still gone?
Huh?
So like cleared his throat, and Seeker's just like, "Oh yeah, go ahead."
It's very interesting.
Yeah. It's again, it's not exactly something that's widely known, though there is hmm, well, it is a religious site, but it's not like it's a temple theater.
Oh.
Um, it's dedicated to tape and greenlight, but also they perform plays and that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Really good popcorn. Um, really really good popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the Meta's narrative, if you ever want to check it out. We have an event around yeah, the solstice.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually go see you can go see shows for free. The popcorn is not free though. Um, but it's a holiday of ours. And I don't really celebrate Animus.
Mm-hmm.
But I do make a point to try and visit, even though I got banned last time I went.
Why did you get banned?
Um, I may have tried to take on more workload for said event than the organizer thought had like space for, and I
Oh,
was
hang on.
kindly
I
told
think
no.
I think I heard this story. I think you tried to tell a story for an entire 24 hours. Wasn't that it?
I wouldn't say it was 24 hours.
I think I distinctly remember something about that time frame from TOC.
Oh, TFC was wrong.
Hmm.
Uh,
Well, either way, it was a rather extensive marathon.
yes. What else am I supposed to do? I don't know what to tell you now.
Take breaks.
I already took breaks.
Did you?
Yes.
Hmm? Did you? You're going to tell me to take breaks and not take breaks yourself?
I have taken breaks.
Have taken breaks in the past, but did you take breaks during this session? This not quite 24-hour storytelling session.
Well, I didn't even get to tell any stories because they kicked me out of the building before I could.
Well, maybe because you were planning on hogging it for 24 hours.
I have multiple stages. I have multiple stages. They have to practically host an entire religion in there.
Well.
Seeker does look like a little bit like huffy about this. Like he does believe he should have been allowed in and to tell those stories.
uh. Maybe you can tell them in installments next time.
Installments. Ugh. Not too much to tell. I don't. Ah. Kind of like flops.
Hmm.
Stories. Sorry. Seeker is literally just giving me the imagery of just like kind of laying upside down on like wherever the fuck they're sitting.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, I don't remember if I actually got to tell you, but that's a rather lovely tattoo.
Oh, he looks at the tattoo. Now that we're focusing on the tattoo, because I always forget to talk about it. I wanna. Oh boy. I have a question, Oatmeal.
Yeah.
Did we see any flowers during the time when we were in the professor's brain?
Oh, geez.
I remember the red grasses, but I don't remember anything else. Like flora-wise.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was absolutely no flowered, like, imagery. Like, if you went and, like, looked for something, there, like, I might have put something there, but, like, that did not happen.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm not saying there are no flowers on Falagray or in those settings that would have showed up in the memories, but I certainly did not mention any.
Okay. I was. My brain kind of sidetracked and went, "Alright, Laura, write it down. No flowers on Falagray."
No, there are flowers, but you just didn't see any. You saw red grasses and, like, some silvery trees.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, now that we're focusing on it, there's, Professor, you do, sort of recognize a very stylized version of sort of those, like, red grasses, sort of, like, kind of dotting between like, the tattoo itself kind of looks like bonework. Like, it looks like
Yes.
someone's, like, doing an x-ray through the arm, where you can see all the bones.
Mm.
And it's kind of, like, interweaving through, I'm staring at my arm trying to remember the fucking terms for those bones.
Oh, the radius and the ulna.
I'm going to take your word for it because I only remembered fibula, and I'm pretty sure that's for the leg.
That is for the legs, yeah. So the forearm is the radius and the ulna, and the upper arm is the humerus, hence why it's called the funny bone.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. There's a bit of those red grasses peeking out between the radius and the ulna. And like as you talk about it, as you talk about that tattoo, they sort of peek out, and he's just like, oh, yes, well, yep. He looks at it, as he sort of like stutters while talking about it. The middle finger kind of. It already had like sort of red flowers growing over it, but like those red flowers just kind of like double in density, and it's just like fucking too. Well, it was something that I did as sunshine.
Yes, I figured out that much.
Where I had instantly decided I was going to get a tattoo and change my hair. He kind of like points at the dreads.
Yes.
It's it is a rather nice tattoo. Kind of like mutters and like like scratches his like the side of his face. And it's just he's rather nice, but also I would have preferred not to got it the way I got it.
How did you get it?
Well,
I mean, aside from having got it while you were sans some important memories.
yeah, do you remember or I don't know if you met him actually. Do you know of, someone called Applied Football phlebotomum?
You,
By flow?
you told me about, applied phlebotomum. You, Sunshine said that they gave you the makeover.
Yeah.
The dress and the hair and everything.
Okay, I remember that now.
They gave you the tattoo as well?
Yep. And if I'm recalling correctly,
I know the regard.
yep. And put KT has provided me another ref. Thank you, KT. I have no. Alright. KT handing me a ref, handing me a ref, handing me a ref, handing me. Let me post this in chat for you so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like that. It's got bone work. It's got some flowers on it.
Yes.
It's got a little bit of the film reel on it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Very nice. I recall.
Very good tattoo work.
Oh,
very
yes.
good tattoo. And yeah, so like how it has like those sort of like red flowers and blue flowers and such are kind of replaced with some of those native red grasses to Phallogray that Seeker saw.
Yeah.
And he's just like, well, I guess the best way to put it is it's semi-sentient.
Well, it certainly is at least animated, because it didn't look like that before.
Oh,
He's sort of squinting at the new foliage.
It has, if I remember, Flo's wording correctly, it has a bit of more sunshiny personality to it.
Oh, interesting.
And that's the way it kind of acts and reacts, and, I think it likes to call me out on such, but I don't know too much about flower language, so I have no idea what it's saying. He stares at the tattoo as the tattoo, kind of, blooms a little bit more colors.
Oh, you don't know? You should probably read up. But aside from that, I mean, those look an awful lot like, I mean, maybe I'm just... But
No,
they do look an awful lot like, the grasses in the plains outside my childhood home.
Seeker kind of, like, kind of, like, adjusts his sunglasses and looks closer and just... Damned, okay. It does sort of have, a reaction to the people around it, I feel. Or I've observed more like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe you can only conjure the symbolism of flora, and, like, they don't know which one to give you yet, and, kind of, like, speculates.
I don't know. Maybe you don't associate me with any flowers yet.
I don't really associate people with flowers.
Well, subconsciously or consciously.
Fair. Oh, I should write down notes about symbolism. Oh, why haven't I been doing that? I think he kind of, like, face palms his head, because he totally forgot this entire fucking time to write down symbolism about people. Like, what symbols they have. He's a fucking fool.
Well, I do have some books on flower languages in the ellipsis, though I'm sure you can find some in whatever libraries around here as well. Actually, it'd be interesting to compare them.
Would be interesting. Don't they
Region.
depend on the area?
Yes.
Yeah, region.
Matter of fact, I mean, I probably even just Yeddo and incl have rather different ones, I would imagine.
Hmm. Well, I should definitely read one from here then if I'm gonna do a raw, so
Hmm.
like kind of pondering.
Hmm.
I think well a generalized enough place where I can just go wandering about and just everything will be the same, or will it be different because of the different sort of styles?
Hmm. I don't know.
They just really be sitting out here, huh?
Yeah.
I expected this to be a lot angstier, and they're just sitting here talking about fucking flowers.
I know, me too. They all just. Oh my god.
We were talking about it while you were gone, Oatmeal, but I was just like, this is the most emotional maturity Seeker's ever had around the professor. Like, ever.
Oh my gosh.
Like, the most emotional maturity.
I mean,
A startling amount.
Yeah, I mean, I half expected him to bolt, like, once, like, he got called out on something.
Oh, he's just gonna fucking lie. Gonna lie, gonna tell the truth, gonna tell a half-truth. And then ignore everything and keep pressing about the professor.
Yeah. Lucky for Seeker, Professor likes to talk about himself. Saved by his ego.
Saved by his ego. God. Oh, this is gonna be so funny for later. Anyway. God.
Was there anything else we wanted to cover?
There's a lot we were anticipating covering, and not a lot we did, I feel, but I feel like we went over quite a bit.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't press about, like, some of the religious stuff that probably would have upset him.
Yeah, and, like, yeah, and I think partially that's because, like, Seeker, either intending to or not, said it in a way that, like, was more interesting than, I don't know, whatever it was, it avoided, like, it, like, narrowly avoided his buttons, you know?
Yeah, it might have been, like, the way he was just like, it's just, like, a break.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's better wording than, any other wording he could have come up with.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, like,
Gesture.
he talked about, like, this other character, not about himself, so, again, like, narrowly avoided the topic that would have been.
God, he can really just be out here dodging his problems.
Yeah.
Wiggle. I think Seeker, like, got everything he wanted from this conversation, though. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Seeker's established that, we still need to give Professor, like, a nice, relaxing time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think as he's like, thinking about it, he's just, no, Professor, just occurred to me. You just debate random shit. Do you think nothing will happen? Because we've been sitting in this alleyway for a while.
If we just what?
Debate shit.
What?
Like, talk.
Ah.
Random stuff.
Okay, you're gonna have to repeat what you said because I didn't catch that.
Oh, I said debate shit.
Oh, so
like as like a conversation sort of.
Do you want to debate things?
I suppose it's not really debating, but it's, you know. We've been sitting here for oh, it's dark now. Kind of like looks, and it is kind of like getting dark now.
Hmm.
And probably quite uneventful, all things considered.
Hmm.
This would probably constitute as a break for you.
Huh. Well, we also did just see a show. But yes.
I feel like in terms of plot-wise, the show was probably a little bit secondary, but it was a good show, though.
Professor sort of, like, shrugs.
Hands Professor Meta.
God.
Cool, but like, yeah, I think Seeker has everything he's like had and wanted out of this conversation.
Yeah.
That I can think of.
Yeah. No, I think the professor as well, frankly.
Yeah, God. We really fucking dodged that angst warning, huh?
We did. Pretty.
Oh fucking hell.
God, these two just shakes them.
Shakes them.
Part of it is like finesse and like intentional carefulness, and part of it is just obtuseness, like just stupidity.
Pulls Columbo.
Well,
I wiggle.
Well, since it is dark, perhaps we ought to be getting back.
Seeker kind of like looks around and just kind of like nods. Probably should. Don't want to worry anyone with staying out too late.
I don't know if they can do that. Not when you're out with me.
What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, I'm allowed to go wherever I want.
Rude.
Everyone else has to adhere to the buddy system, but nobody's called me out on going out on my own yet.
Wait, we've had a buddy system? When?
I thought so.
I have a buddy system the entire time and nobody told me.
I guess. To be fair, I think it was mostly put in place for the younger ones, like Camille and Leo. You know, the 7-year-old.
Yes. The very odd 7-year-old, yes. Okay. Interesting, that one.
Yes.
Anyway, yes, should probably be... Should we grab, like, something to eat on the way back?
Sure. There's probably... I don't know. Take your pick.
I think that's a takoyaki stand over there.
Alright, let's go.
Go get takoyaki.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, it's just a Persona 5, like, whenever...
Yes.
In this takoyaki, you have to get it.
Do you want to leave it there, or...?
I'm good with leaving it there. Yeah.
Nice.
It's also getting late.
Yes. Yes.
Sleep should happen.
Yes. All right. Well, that was great. Thank you for playing with me.
Thank you for playing with me despite all of my technical difficulties.
It's okay.
I don't know what happened, and I shake my computer.
It's all right.
But yeah. Thank you all listening. Right now and in the future. And we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.